না,
হ্যাঁ, গুড মর্নিং।
আমরা সবাই আর কি এখানে লার্নেড পারসন, যেটা আর কি বলছেন শুনছিলাম মন দিয়ে আর কি, যাতে আর কি। গুড মর্নিং সুদীপ স্যার।
গুড গুড মর্নিং সবাইকে। আমি আর স্যার একটু আসলে এটা কোনো ইন্টেলেকচুয়াল ডিসকাশনও না, ডিসকোর্সও না। এটা হচ্ছে যে বাঙালি সুলভ কিছু দেখা হইলে আমরা খুব সাধারণ মানুষের ভূমিকায় যে কথাগুলো বলি আমাদের আবেগ প্রকাশের, সেই রকম কিছু। এটা এর
না
মধ্যে
স্যার,
ভুল
ঠিক
ধরা
আছে।
যাবে প্রচুর, তাই না স্যার?
না না, ভুল খুঁজতে গেলে কখনো আমরা ঠিকটা বুঝতে পারবো না।
হ্যাঁ, তবে আমরা যেটা বলছি সেটাতে যতটা ছিল কগনিটিভ, তার চেয়ে বেশি ছিল অ্যাফেক্টিভ। আমরা আবেগের দিকটার উপরেই গুরুত্ব বেশি দিছি।
স্যার, এবার শুরু করি প্রোগ্রামটা।
জি স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ।
Good morning, all of you. On behalf of Ravindra Psychotherapy Research Institute Trust, I welcome you all to this August gathering. Despite of your very busy schedule, you have arrived at this seminar. Before starting the 30th Sunday webinar, I like to share the meaning of our logo. This is our logo. This is drawn by our Secretary and Treasurer, Ms. Sudip Sinha. And this is our motto, Tamosho Ma Jyotirgamaya. So you will find 3 circles here. What is the meaning of this circle? The first circle is Murto layer. The color of Murto layer is gray. It is the seat of attention, sensation, and perception. When we are thinking of the neuro-linguistic programming, we are controlling our attention, sensation, and the perception by using different strategies. The middle area is raga layer. It is the seat of feeling, emotion, memory, thinking, and their associations. It is colorful and filled with different flows in consciousness. The middle is white, the seat of harmony with surroundings, the aesthetic, and way to creativity and emotion. Our institute is Research Institute. Therefore, our motto is Tamosho Ma Jyotirgamaya. What is the meaning of that? The meaning is we have to control the fixed and randomized error in order to explore the truth. We have 5 trustees: Ms. Sudipta Majumdar, Dr. Rama Manna, Dr. Subrata Bashak, me, and Dr. Shitangshu Khatua. Our basic aim is to disseminate. Our basic aim is to disseminate knowledge about
share the
different therapeutic postulates of Ravindric psychotherapy.
Sir, this slide is not viewable. Can you reshare the slides?
Hello?
Can you reshare the slides? Slides, we cannot see the slides.
Oh, you cannot see the slide.
No.
Sorry. Is it now visible?
Something coming up. Yes, it is now up.
Okay, thank you. So we have the 5 trustees: Ms. Sudipta Majumdar, Dr. Rama Manna, Dr. Subrata Bashak, Dr. Shitangshu Khatua, and me. Now I am presenting one Rabindra Sangeet.
স্যার আমাকেও একটা কো-হোস্ট বানিয়ে নেবেন, তাহলে আমি স্লাইডগুলো শেয়ার করতে পারবো। ওখানে রাইট ক্লিক করে একটা কো-হোস্টের অপশন আছে।
Sir, anything wrong? Hello? Hello? Dudulal Dattorai, sir? Hello?
Oh, I was mute. Sorry.
So, I
Yes,
was
yes.
thinking, for a long time you remain silent.
No. Okay. I'm sorry.
No issues.
Uh,
Yeah.
I do not know where I have completed.
Song is completed. We just,
Okay, the
presenting
poem,
song.
is it completed?
No, no.
Acha, okay. So, and to start again. Sorry, it is my failure. Yes. Because there is some election campaign is here. For that reason, I am very much anxious whether the sounds will disturb our program or not. Sorry, I mute myself. Thank you, Professor. On 29th May 1936, Rabindranath Tagore wrote one poem named Ami or I. In this poem, if you study this poem, you can find that is how we can change our external environment by our language. When we are talking about the neuro-linguistic programming, we are thinking of this particular poem. What Tagore has written in Shamoli, আমারই চেতনার রঙে পান্না হলো সবুজ, চুনি উঠল রাঙা হয়ে, আমি চোখ মেললুম আকাশে, জ্বলে উঠল আলো, পূবে পশ্চিমে, গোলাপের দিকে চেয়ে বললুম সুন্দর, সুন্দর হলো সে। তুমি বলবে এই যে তত্ত্ব কথা, এ কবির বাণী নয়, আমি বলবো এ সত্য, তাই এ কাব্য, এ আমার অহংকার, অহংকার সমস্ত মানুষের হয়ে, মানুষের অহংকার পটেই বিশ্বকর্মার বিশ্বশিল্প। তত্ত্বজ্ঞানী জপ করছেন নিঃশ্বাসে প্রশ্বাসে, না না না, না পান্না, না চুনি, না আলো, না গোলাপ, না আমি, না তুমি। ওদিকে অসীম যিনি, তিনি স্বয়ং করছেন সাধনা, মানুষের সীমানায়, তাকেই বলে আমি। সেই আমির গহনে আলো আধারের ঘটল সঙ্গম, দেখা দিল রূপ, জেগে উঠল রস, না কখন ফুটে উঠে হলো হাঁ মায়ার মন্ত্রে। ভেরি ইন্টারেস্টিং ওয়ার্ড, না কখন ফুটে উঠে হলো হাঁ মায়ার মন্ত্রে। So from the negativity to the positivity, রেখায় রঙে সুখে দুঃখে, একে বলো না তত্ত্ব, আমার মন হয়েছে পুলকিত। বিশ্ব আমির রচনার আসরে হাতে নিয়ে তুলি, পাত্রে নিয়ে রং। পণ্ডিত বলছেন বুড়ো চন্দ্রটা নিষ্ঠুর চতুর হাসিতা, মৃত্যুদূতের মতো গুড়ি মেরে আসছে সে পৃথিবীর পাঁজরের কাছে। একদিন দেবে চরম টান তার সাগরে পর্বতে, মর্তলোকে মহাকালের নূতন খাতায় পাতা জুড়ে নামবে একটা শূন্য, গিলে ফেলবে দিন রাতের জমা খরচ, মানুষের কীর্তি হারাবে অমরতার ভান, তার ইতিহাসে লেপে দেবে অনন্ত রাত্রির কালি। মানুষের যাবার দিনের চোখ বিশ্ব থেকে নিকিয়ে নেবে রং, মানুষের যাবার দিনের মন ছানিয়ে দেবে রস, শক্তির কম্পন চলবে আকাশে আকাশে, জ্বলবে না কোথাও আলো, বিনাহীন সবাই যন্ত্রের আঙুল নাচবে, বাজবে না সুর। সেদিন কবিত্বহীন বিধাতা একা রবেন বসে নীলিমাহীন আকাশে। ব্যক্তিত্ব হারা অস্তিত্বের গণিত তত্ত্ব নিয়ে তখন বিরাট বিশ্বভুবনে, দূরে দূরান্তে অনন্ত অসংখ্য লোকে লোকান্তরে, এ বাণী ধ্বনিত হবে না কোনোখানেই, তুমি সুন্দর, আমি ভালোবাসি। বিধাতা কি আবার বসবেন সাধনা করতে, যুগ যুগান্তর ধরে প্রলয় সন্ধ্যায় জপ করবেন, কথা কও কথা কও, বলবেন বলো তুমি সুন্দর, বলবেন বলো আমি ভালোবাসি। Now this particular poem energizes me to think more about the importance of the neuro-linguistic programming. So today, Professor Prarthita Biswas, Madam, she will present one talk about neuro-linguistic programming in decision-making for self-development. Professor Prarthita Biswas did MA in History and Education. After that, he finished MAd, MPhil, PhD in Education. Now he is a teacher educator and a distinguished author in the field of teacher education. She is at present the head of the department and associate professor of the School of Education of Adamars University. Previously, she has served as a principal of Koilan College of Education, a NAC accredited B+ college, under the banner of Koilan Group of Institutions, JOKA, Kolkata. In the year 2020, she has been awarded as the Best Academician Award by Bengal Journalist Welfare Trust in their annual educational and cultural program in Bolpur, Shantiniketan. Research Excellence Award awarded by Adamas University and Top 10 Professors of the Year Award awarded by International Education Awards. Dr. Biswas had research experience. It spans for over 10+ years. She has been awarded by the prestigious South Asian Scholarship Grant by the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, Tokyo, Japan, in the year 2015 for her outstanding research paper. She has over 16 years of teaching experience in reputed schools, college, and in university levels. At present, she is supervising 3 scholars at School of Education, Adamas University. She is also working in a joint project with the Department of Special Education, Stockholm University. Dr. Biswas has written several books on teacher education. She has also authored several textbooks of Bachelor of Education, B.Ed level. As a single author, she wrote 3 books titled Swami Vivekananda and Women Emancipation, Swami Vivekananda Idea of a Rejuvenated India, and the New Woman in the novels of Shanta Devi and Sita Devi. The latter being published by a reputed publishing house in Germany. She has written in more than 50 reputed peer-reviewed educational journals. Some of them are UGC approved and Scopus indexed, and more than 60 articles in books. Some of the books are internationally acclaimed in Tokyo, China, and Dhaka. She also presented a number of research papers, both in national as well as international levels. She has chaired several sessions in international and national seminars. She is the editorial board member and reviewer of national and international UGC approved and peer-reviewed journals. She is also the facilitator and leader of Jagriti Jatra 2013, a national entrepreneurship development program. Now I am requesting Professor Prarthita Biswas. Please.
Thank you, sir. A warm welcome as always. It always feels to be at e-home, rather I would say virtual home, when I attend or when I speak in the program organized by you and RPRIT. It is really a privilege for me, a pleasure for me with your association along with RPRIT, and I am very much thankful and grateful to you. And regarding my topic today, which is also inspired by you also, since as you believe and to others who don't know, and I am specially a very much thorough learner, more than a teacher. I believe in the lifelong process. So, as sir knows very well, right now I am doing MA in psychology, right, sir? So, I have felt that psychology is one of the very most important portions which one must know deeply. And while doing MAd and PhD in education, I have felt the need to know psychology, to know about guidance, psychological counseling, as well as family therapy. While doing that, while doing psychotherapy, I have got to know about NLP or Neuro-linguistic programming. Now, like Sudip sir, as Sudip sir will be the next person who will be actually giving a more detailed view about neuro-linguistic programming. I am only a learner. I will tell you the basics, because neuro-linguistic program is a vast subject and I am quite new, but still related to the theory part. I will give you an insight about neuro-linguistic programming, and after that Sudip sir, who is more experienced in this field, will carry on with the other part. So sir, with your permission, can I get the sharing screen?
Yes, madam, it is possible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. So I will share the screen, and before that, I will just say a few lines about. Is it visible?
It is visible, madam.
I am visible, and
Yeah.
what? Yes, sir.
It is visible.
Okay, and for if there is any problem related to screen sharing, that is why I am stopping the video for the time being, because sometimes it collides. That's why, and I am stopping the my video for a while so that screen sharing can be smooth. So my topic is neuro-linguistic programming in decision making for self-development, and as I am a teacher educator, so I believe more in the teaching learning process. So I would basically focus with special reference to the teaching and learning. Now, to tell you very thoroughly about neuro-linguistic program, it is not possible in a 1 hour or 45 minutes talk. So, in short, NLP or neuro-linguistic programming is a motivational and communication model which was developed in the 70s, and which we will discuss through the slides in the later stage. And it was developed through the analysis of very successful psychotherapists and is used today in various areas of life, such as therapy, leadership, partnership, self-development, and especially it is also a very important aspect when it comes to dealing with children. Now, this NLP brings together conversation like behavior, body oriented approaches, and in the process of our thinking, feeling, and behavior, which is basically related to neuro, are systematically changed, that is, programmed by means of language or linguistics. So, much without taking much time, I will go into the details of the slide, and by any chance, if the slide stops and something, kindly let me know, because sometimes it happens in Zoom. So basically, these two persons are the creators of NLP. If we go theory wise, and I am going much into the basics of it, And I am also, as I believe that education is a lifelong process, as Swami Vivekananda has already told us from the ages since time immemorial, we know that. So uh, basically NLP is a very vast and big area, and I am going into the basics. So there are two persons, Dr. Richard Bandler and Professor John Grinder. Most of us who knows about NLP, they know their names, and those who are not aware, it is for them. That one was the IT programmer and another was the linguistic expert. Since NLP is a programming as well as communication model, so it is very important that the programming part and the communication, that is the linguistic or the language part, comes together. Now, as I have already stated, I would rather now state it in the slides itself about NLP. So, NLP has come from the study and the qualities of the most successful and the most brilliant communicators and the highest achievers of the world. And basically NLP is very much interrelated with the models of excellence, and it can be, we can actually practice and replicate among ourselves. It is very important for our daily lifestyle, for practicing different self development context, and for our communication purposes. Now, there are various and numerous definitions of NLP. So, basically, NLP, like as we believe that in psychology, motivation is a very important and common term, and not only in the total context of psychology, but in educational psychology also. When the motivation factor comes, NLP also comes in the context. So when people learn or self-develop, because here the our talk is basically related to self-development, which in any context is interrelated with the teaching and learning context also. So when people, they motivate themselves, they have the ability or they have the capacity or the motivation to change their behavior. Why they want to change the behavior? Because we want to be perfectionist, we want to achieve excellence. Those who are trying to develop, rather self develop themselves, they try to achieve perfection, they try to achieve excellence, not only in the theory context but also in the practicing sense of the term. So in this context, this is basically the definition given by William D. Horton, who is the president of NLP. There are various organizations which are related to this NLP, and one of the definitions is given by William D. Horton. The second definition by Anonymous, it's basically that it is the technology for human change. So it is basically a human behavioral change where we basically follow the NLP or the Neuro-linguistic programming process, where there is a science of modeling achievement. Now we find that there the NLP can be divided into neuro, into linguistic as well as programming. In these three contexts, under these three words, there are certain meanings, hidden meanings, where we get all the information, rather some of the informations, because as I have already told you before, that NLP is a very much vast area, and it is not possible to grasp it in one lecture, because there are also practices and processes of NLP. I think my next speaker, who is quite experienced, will be giving you an insight about that. So neuro, as we all know, because most of us here are from psychology and educational psychology, and most important and respectable persons also, we at least know that neuro is, it's the mind and how we think. If it is not in our mind and in our senses, we won't be able to think. And linguistic is, as we know, linguistic is very much related to the language and the language development and how it affects us. And programming is how we program ourselves. There are different types of conditioning, there are different types of programmed languages, and programmed instruction is also one of them. So how we control our actions to achieve our goals. So in higher education, what I have felt, that every term is very much interrelated with one in another, and higher education, not today, we are now basically going deep into the interdisciplinary portion. But if we can have a deep look at the last 20 or 30 years, then everyone can relate in that in higher education the interdisciplinary nature was there before also. It is up to the persons to realize and understand that what is the interrelation between psychology and education, what is the interrelation between NLP and science, and etc, etc. So when we go to the basic definition of neuro-linguistic programming, so this is basically the physical element, what one can see, the mental element, what one cannot see. And I already have given a speech related to these models in RPRIT itself. So there also I have discussed about the conscious mind, subconscious mind, as well as the unconscious mind. Those who were there, they know very well about my talk in here in the Sunday webinar itself. I think that was the first Sunday webinar. And of course, neuro is very much interrelated to that area also. And as we believe, repeating again the language or the language development, which one can speak within themselves, that is the auditory digital, and of course right now with the e-platform, e-learning, and with the blended learning, we find a lot of language programs. And of course NLP is very much related with the language development, communication skill. Nowadays it is very important to be interactive, to be more communicative, and for that there are lot of activities, lot of orientations where you want to self-develop, where you want to train your mind so that you can achieve your perfection. Programming at the same time, it is basically our physical element and mental element by giving or using the linguistic. So this is basically a conscious and the unconscious program. Why conscious? Because when we are doing it consciously, and when it goes to the subconscious state, as I am speaking about Professor Dr. Roy sir has spoken in the very first introductory context about the Mutto layer and the other layers also. So there we find that everything is conscious and subconscious. When it goes to the unconscious form and it goes deep within you, so where you find that you are totally, it has gone into your DNA, and you find yourself sometimes that you are speaking, or you are actually excelling that without even realizing that you have done that. So it has gone so much deep. And of course there are both positive and negative elements. We are human beings, so of course there are the programming may be positive, may be negative, but here we will be speaking more about the positive context. Now when we have spoken about this the context of language development, programming, all the other context, then we find that there are some certain things where we should do for learning and education, because from the self development or from the self context, we find that there are a lot of things which are very much important in learning education where we self develop. So actually it is for the it is very much popular in the field of personal development, self motivation, and it is very much important as a tool for teaching and learning. And of course, when we teach and learn, we basically get popular, we get basically recognition, and through this we get motivation also. So this is all related to self, that is self development. Of course, as I have told you, that the interrelation comes here. So it is very important to know that what is basically the very much important angle of the aspect of NLP when we speak about self development. The learning, education, and the other models also comes between. And of course, as it is in this context, I would definitely go to Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence, as we all know, it is a very important theory, basically developed by Howard Gardner, and we find that it refers to a theory describing the different ways students learn and acquire information. So this is basically also a part of programming, where the students or the people, there may be elderly persons also in the higher education context, so they learn and acquire information. And this multiple intelligences ranges, how it ranges from the use of words, numbers, pictures, and of course music is one of the most important aspect here, to the importance of also social interaction, as it is basically a communication model as told to you previously. Then physical movement and being in tune with nature. So here we can also relate to Kaviguru Rabindranath Tagore also. Kaviguru Rabindranath Tagore was such a versatile genius, as we all know. When we actually go deep down in Tagore's works, we see that we can interrelate with him in each and every context. And here NLP is also one of the contexts where we can interrelate with him in different aspects. So according to the understanding of which type of intelligence a person or a student may possess and can help teachers learn and develop different learning styles, and they can also suggest certain career paths. The teachers, the mentors, as well as the guides, the supervisors, they are always there. If they can practice proper neuro-linguistic program, they can be the mind trainer also in certain contexts, where they can develop and where they can basically give a very much important aspect to self motivate and self develop related to the students. So NLP usage in learning and education, it is very much useful for the teaching and learning context. And among the many parallels mentioned, teaching and neuro-linguistic programming technique, there are some techniques which are very much important, and it is actually a teacher student or the teacher trainee relationship, meaning it is achieved through mutual feedback. Now in the higher education context, when there is no mutual feedback, there is no interaction, no assessment between the teacher and the learner, there is no context of self development. For example, I am giving you a very much live example. We at Adamas University School of Education, we actually take every month a assessment survey from the students. Now, why it is done so? It is done in most of the higher education institutions, but especially in teacher education context, when everyone is thinking that they are training the students, actually they are training the teachers in a more refined way. So there is no context of gathering feedback. But here, as one of the mentors and teachers, not only as the head of the department or as the PhD convener, it is a live example I am telling you. It is my experience. It is more required to get that feedback. So we get that feedback from the students, and that's a honest feedback. And from there, if the teacher, this has been distributed every month to all the faculties of School of Education, Adamas University, and whenever they find that there is a some negative aspect which has been given by most of the students, and that has been not done intentionally, but that is basically one of the very honest feedbacks which has been given to students. So we self-develop ourselves. So this is basically a type of a honest and mutual feedback when the teachers self-develop themselves. And of course, the communication potentially influences learning. So teachers' behavior very much influence the learner. So if the teacher's behavior is improper, there is no context that we will be developing the students ourselves or making them inspired to self-develop or motivate. So there basically if they question beliefs also, there should be an interactive model which is very much related to the programming and the communication, and this also includes the learning process as well. And of course, with the since this is one of the most language development programs, so teachers should also be aware of the choice of words, since I was speaking about the positive and the negative context. So here I think that the negative context is such that sometimes the teacher's choice of words is not proper. So that choice, that communication, that interaction should be so much proper, and as well as the behavior, so that they are self-motivated and they can also develop themselves, and of course through the practice of NLP. Otherwise, the practicing of NLP is totally futile. I think that those who are most experienced, maybe experienced 20 years, 25 years, I am only a learner, as I am only learning this, and I hope to develop in the context in the near future. So here in especially for example in the language teaching, for example, the ways a student learn, basically these are the ways where the students learn. They basically have the information model like visual, auditory or kinesthetic model, and they are affected by elements, and they are basically the practical usage which is found in this context. So it is a very important context where we find that there are a lot of things which are to be dwelt, which are to be understood, at the same time which are to be let's say which are to be harnessed by us in a proper and in a fruitful manner. And we find that all the things which are very much important and related to our practical context, which are some of them are the teaching learning processes in general, like deletion, distortion, generalization. These are one of the very important, and we all know that these are part of the psychology aspect also, where we find that these are some of the portions where pseudoscience is also very much interrelated, as well as the Neuro-linguistic programming. It is a language development program, no doubt, And we find that these are some of the aspects, like there are some techniques and different learning environments also, like anchoring, maintaining flow, then pacing and leading. These are some of the very important contexts in this dynamic and in this most important context. And at present, neuro linguistic program is very much important in the context of not only higher education but also in teacher education also. So, Dr. Milton Erickson has told that the resources people need to affect the changes they desire are already inside them. So, it is already inside us, but it is only the process, the technique, the model through which we need to self develop and we need to self motivate ourselves. Otherwise, it is not possible to do. And from here comes the development of the NLP. If we don't practice NLP, it is not possible to actually bring out the hidden treasures which are within us. We cannot self develop, we cannot self motivate ourselves. And of course, it has been already been inspired. It has already been inspired that we already have the resources which we need within us, and which we want to self develop. We have the motivation, we have the intrinsic motivation. We're not speaking about the extrinsic motivation, but speaking about the intrinsic motivation we already have within us. We only have to bring out those hidden treasures, we have to bring out that energy, those resources. We have to have a very strong mind so that we will be able to have this. And from the a message from the recreator: in life you are given a bag of moments, you don't know how many of these moments you have. So learning LLP is about maximizing those moments. So this was actually the quotation of Richard Bandler, who has given this quote. And at the same time, he has also told that a good way to fall in love is to associate with all your pleasant experiences with someone and disassociate from all the unpleasant ones. So, unpleasant things are something, the negativity, which needs to be one of the contexts which you need to actually wipe out in order to self develop and self motivate yourself. There are lot of negative instances, like I would like to state one of the very important quotes of Abdul Kalam sir, who has stated that there are two things in life. We know it has been round in WhatsApp and other contexts, but if you go in deep down, you will find that everybody has actually done this practicing. Maybe they don't know the term NLP, but we have done this practicing. The great educators, more than the ex-president, I believe he is one of the great educators. The mesmerizing words he has told, that there are two things: one is black, another is white, but how do you look at it? That is the thing. If we see that the black is basically the blackboard where we write all the positive aspects of self motivation, the reflection, our self reflection, then we find that there are these things are not black. Black turns into white. And of course, the white is the chalk or the blended learning or the duster or the chalk, where we basically give our words and we transform these things into sentences so that we learn to teach, to motivate one another. So, certain people think that they will feel good if certain things happen. The trick is you have to feel good for no reason. You have to be positive all through. You are not positive if you are not getting that positivity. So that is basically the therapy. That is basically the practice, and that is the NLP. the positivity, the self-motivation, the self-development, the self-learning, this should be within you. Otherwise, it is not possible. So after I do a presentation in any of the context, I give some of the references. I have done a 2 months training course, which is not very much sufficient. There is much to learn. So I have learned from ImoCare. They are training in NLP, and I have finished the course. It has been very kind of sir. I would like to say Professor Devdulal Dottoray sir, who always encourages and motivates me. In this context, the psychology webinar, which was the first of its kind, and I have given a talk on motivation during that time also. So I have felt the need of doing certain certificate courses, not to earn my degree, but to self-learn and self-motivate myself. So these are some of the references, and of course these are mostly in this pandemic situation from the net itself, from ImoCare, from Mr. Shiva, who is our trainer. He has given an insight about NLP, and of course there are a lot of things to learn. I think Sudip sir is more far experienced than me, so he will be giving the nuances of that. And of course, after each session, I find that if there are any question, though it is a vast context, as we all must agree. So if there are any questions, if I will be able to answer, then definitely you are most welcome to ask me questions on that. And thank you all for listening to me, and for actually giving this opportunity. I would thank Devdulal sir. So thank you sir and RPRIT, and thanks to all of you for actively listening in a Sunday morning. And there are more than 25 or 24 participants here, which is quite encouraging for me also, because I find that it is one of the most important aspects nowadays. So thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. You have given one important topic of Rabindranath Tagore, that is the Antaro Mamo Bikoshito Karo Antaro Taro He. So, if we follow, hello, yes, if we can follow the NLP, we can identify ourselves, we can identify our assets and limitations in our consciousness. And madam, you have given very nice presentation today. Actually, when I have started this Sunday webinar, at that time, I thought of you, and you are the first person who encouraged me to start the Sunday webinar. And especially your talk about the Johari window. Now, since you are the teacher educator, you have wide experience. In today's world, the teachers are very much suffering. So they are under different work stress. So what is your suggestion for the teachers, madam, to manage the work stress?
Sir,
So what is your suggestion?
Sir, workplace nowadays has become very difficult.
Okay.
And I am telling you from my own context, there are different strategies. I am speaking both of public and in the private domain. And it is very much difficult to know that who is strategically planning what. That may be positive, that may be negative. So if the self motivation and the self development is not there, you are not going to survive in this, at least, e world, where we find that most of the students you are teaching, especially when being a teacher educator, and here some of my students are also here, so they will also agree that most of them are not within the camera, but they are behind the camera. Okay, the camera is off. It is very difficult to understand what is their mind, what they are viewing. So it is through the process of different strategic planning where you have to catch their attention through different processes and different behaviors and different programs. So I feel that strategic planning nowadays is very much important, sir. As a teacher educator, you have to grasp their attention not only through the lecture method or through the PPTs. You have to give them mind games, you have to give them puzzles, you have to actually have an online poll. That day I was seeing that one canvas platform, sir, to tell you, it's a discussion actually. Adamas University is developing their e-learning through canvas platform. So when the training was going on, so training the trainer was the program. Since we are the trainer, so training the trainer, that was the name of the program. It was very good for me to learn that within every 12 or 13 minutes they were conducting the online polls, that how much we have learned in that 12 minutes. And it comes, they have developed such a system that it comes through the participants, that which participant has participated and which have not. So of course it gives you a jolt as well as a self motivation that I have to know that. Okay, so we have to do this type of strategies, sir, to actually attract the attention. Also, some of the flipped classroom strategies which are also being developed by our school. It is not about advertising our school, but these are the things which we actually do to catch the attention. So, sir, I think that I hope I have satisfied your question and through my discussion.
Thank you, madam. Actually, we the teachers are facing a lot of the stress for this online teaching program. Managing the students' attention constantly, and especially for our institute, which is very much interested to disseminate the new knowledge for our institute. It is a very much challenging for all the academic assistants, they are our teachers, to develop the promotion model, particularly for the high level of enrollment. So that is another important issue, like our institute. This may not be applicable in other institute, but this is very much applicable for our institute. I do not know how NLP will work here. We are giving importance on banner, we are giving importance on social media platform, we are giving importance on all the issues, but still the enrollment ratio, that is relatively low. I do not know how NLP will work. Maybe Mr. Sudip Sinha can enlighten in near future. Okay, so whether audience have any question? If you have any question, you can ask madam. Madam is very, very busy person, but still she has managed time for us. So any question from your part? Okay, so since there is no question, I can assume that is you have understood what Professor Prarthita Biswas has shared. That is the mind mapping, mind game, etc. And I think these are some of the important strategies. related to the NLP.
Dear sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Abdullah Datture, sir, can you hear me?
Sir, you are muted.
I'm
Now,
We
not
can,
muted.
yeah, we can hear you. We can
Yes,
hear you.
yes, Professor Kamaluddin sir, please do enlighten.
Perhaps I thought you will ask me to say something, and I assume that you assumed me I am a novice in neuro-linguistic programming, and it is quite right. But at least I had the opportunity to attend the first webinar presented by Dr. Prarthita Biswas on Johari window. That was really very wonderful, excellent, and elegant. Today, I was also listening to her presentation vis-a-vis. I had to respond to some of the important queries from abroad. So I missed not many parts, but still I am not in a position to make some comments queries, but I have some observations regarding neuro-linguistic programming, not the presentation itself. Basically, the American people in their lifetime, they want to write a book at least before they go for departure. This is a very good fashion in America, and definitely they are doing some wonderful job as well. So while writing this book, basically they try to invent or innovate some new terms. You remember there was a very fantastic time in America regarding emotional intelligence. Now it has subsided. Nothing so hue and cry regarding emotional intelligence, because intelligence is a global concept that should comprise of, that should include emotion as well. If you want to define intelligence in a multidimensional, multifaceted way. Similarly, the neuro-linguistic programming, the term neuro, the term linguistic, and the term programming has three components. Neuro means state of mind that is reflected through your communication skill. If a teacher is well aware of, is in its consciousness, then his language will be different from others. I happen to have communication with many bowels. If you speak with some bowl kids, they have no education, but when they speak, you just listen to the words, the sentences, the space between the words make the sentence so vibrant, so vivid that you can realize, you can read what he or she is trying to communicate. That is all about the neuro-linguistic programming. Programming means your capacity to handle the skills that will be reflected through your communication. So neuro means your state of mind. So these things are already existing in our literature in Indian continent, as you mentioned regarding Rabindranath Tagore, and many scholars in many different ways. Maybe they do not use the term neurolinguistic, but the same things you will be finding in many different and very elegant, very nice way. What we need to do is to assimilate. And America is an individualistic society, so they fragment every parts. But we have to think, we have to see from Gestalt perspective, as we all know. Whole is greater and different from some of its parts. So if we fragment, we will get nothing. So definitely the neuro-linguistic program presentation made by Prarthita Biswas was really elegant, excellent as before. But this is my observation. As you asked about the t-shirts, problem during this COVID-19? I would say if anybody remains in his or her consciousness, that state of neuro or mind will be reflected through his communication, and that is a kind of neuro-linguistic programming. থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আমি গায়ে পড়ে কথা বললাম, স্যার আমাকে আজকে বলেন নাই যদিও, তো আমার ফিলিংসটা আই জাস্ট শেয়ারড উইথ অল অফ ইউ।
Thank you, sir.
স্যার আমি আপনাকে বলিনি, তার কারণটা হচ্ছে এখনো প্রোগ্রামটা চলছে, তাই আমি প্রোগ্রামটা শেষে আপনাকে
আমি আশা ছেড়ে দিছিলাম।
আশা ছেড়ে আপনি আগে বলে দিয়েছেন, ভালো কথা। আরেকজন স্পিকার আছে, তার আলোচনাটা হয়ে যাওয়ার পরে আমরা বেসিক্যালি we'll start all sorts of major discussions after the presentation of Mr. Sudip Sinha.
Thank you, sir, for giving me.
So I am expecting that is definitely I will invite you after
once again
total presentation. Okay, now I am requesting Professor Prarthita Biswas to invite Mr. Sudip Sinha to deliver his lecture.
Okay, good morning again, everyone. So our next speaker is Mr. Sudip Sinha. He will be the next speaker who will be speaking about neuro-linguistic programming in stress management. Different aspects of today's lives, very much important. And Dr. Sudip Sinha is basically a passionate NLP IC mind trainer, devotee of SMTA, and I believe that he is practicing more than 15 years or 20 years plus these basics and the details of NLP. So he will be giving you an insight upon the neuro-linguistic programming in work stress management. So over to you, sir, and we are basically waiting or awaiting your lecture on this context. Thank you, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Roy, for inviting me to in the talk. And Dr. Biswas, you have set the right mindset, right platform in NLP. And obviously, you know, it is very special when we hear from master regarding the NLP, which is the heart-touching subject. And you have rightly mentioned, so most of the topic though is covered, but in this forum today, you will be discovering NLP in a newer way. So I can assure you that today in the subsequent slides and your learning capability will help you to redefine the definition of NLP in a newer way, and you can get some glimpse to redefine your strategy, how effectively you can make things different. Without much delay, let me go into the slideshow mode. Hope you are able to see that, right? Okay. So neuro-linguistic programming, NLP in work stress management front, that is the topic. Now, I would like to do a small exercise. All, wherever you are sitting, can you sit comfortably with spine straight and gently close your eyes and take few deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, and follow my instruction. focus your consciousness in an event you were last attended one beautiful marriage party. So see the last marriage party you attended recently. See the ambience there. Try to see to whom you met after long days after the COVID lockdown situation. Or if in COVID you are not in, so pre-COVID maybe. See the ambience, see the bride, see the groom. You are meeting your relative, your colleagues there, and you are feeling happy. See that, listening to the beautiful sanai or music there was. Try to recapitulate how beautifully people are rejoining, rejuvenating, recherishing. Now gently focus your mind with the food. Wow, it was so delicious. Nice food you enjoyed. Being conscious, you ate good food and you really enjoyed. And then you be there with this marriage ceremony for few moments and enjoy the moment that was enjoyed that time. Now gradually you come to your consciousness, listening to the sound here and there, and open your eyes and then rub the palm, touch in your face, hand, and come into the conscious moment. So this is a small exercise. When you do, then you feel something very different. Can you just type in the chat box, how do you feel when you do the exercise? Quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comment. We'll see how you see that. Any chat message? How do you see? Is it something different? You tried newly, very calm, felt comfortable? Okay, great. When we go back to the state of rejuvenation, state of our enlightenment, our body and mind have something great experience that you experience today. So NLP is all about experiencing. NLP, it is all about consciousness of being and having. We'll learn more, we will experience more as we move on. Is it interesting, right? Okay. Now, what is NLP? Nicely, Dr. Professor Biswas, Dr. Roy, and other colleague has greatly narrated what is NLP. One day, one little child of 10 years asked his mom, "Mom, I saw a term NLP. What is NLP? Can you help me to understand?" Mom said, "NLP? From where you got that?" So the boy told, "I got in the newspaper. One ad was there, NLP. What does it mean?" Mom did not say anything. Mom told, where your grandpa is?" The little son told, "Grandpa is sitting under the sun on the field." And mom told, "Okay, go to grandpa and ask how he is feeling today." So the little boy went to the grandpa and asked, how you are feeling today? Grandpa gently told, oh, it is cold winter. I am under the sun and my body pain is really bad. So the boy came to the mom and told, Mom, Grandpa told his body pain is really bad and he is not feeling at all good. But tell me, what is NLP? The mom told, go back to the grandpa and ask what was the best thing he did in the school. Again, with the action and all enthusiasm, the boy told to grandpa and asked, what are the best thing you got in the school? Then grandpa told, best thing in school? Okay. So we had NCC. So we did left, right, all together, beautiful sound, and all got energetic. That's a beautiful moment. Then the boy came and told mother, Mom, he told NCC was beautiful. Then mom told, okay, why can't you ask your grandpa to show what he did? And you also join. The boy got terribly frustrated, told, what is NLP? It was not known to me. Please tell. Mom told, go and ask your grandpa to show how the NCC was happening that time. So he went with a bittering test, no NLP answer. So he asked Grandpa, can you show what was our NLP practice? What was our practice that time for NCC? So with the stick, the grandpa very reluctantly stood up and tried to show. First few steps was really stumbling with the pain, but gradually when he started doing and the little child started doing, it was rhythmic. And after 10 left right, he sat on the chair. Then the boy came and he asked mother, Mom, it was done. What is NLP? Mom told, don't be in too hurry. Go back and check how your grandpa is feeling. He told, Grandpa, how you are feeling? Grandpa told, with that exercise, I am feeling better. Body pain seems to be good. He came and asked, body pain seems to be good. So what is NLP, Mom? So the mom told, what you have done is actual NLP. Knowing or unknowingly, we do the same thing. It is nothing but exchanging the experience with different strategy, how one can feel better and how one can take the right approach to stay better in a longer term. So that is simplified term of NLP, nothing but Neuro-linguistic programming. In Rabindranath context, he has rightly said, আপনারে জানা আমার ফুরালো না, এই জানারই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তোমায় চেনা। কাজেই it is also about self-discovery. It is also about learning the tricks and techniques so that we can unleash our unlimited hidden potential and then transform our life from most ordinary to extraordinary, and then we can live life is a king size. Is it interesting? Right? Say yes if you feel interesting on the chat. If you feel interesting, write on the chat yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me proceed without much delay. Introduction wise or NLP definition wise, Professor Biswas has rightly narrated. It is all about excellence achievement, following the modeling. It is all about discovering. It is all about defining the best strategy so that you can have your change of mindset, change of thinking pattern, change of action, change of behavior, and you will get a positive result. Now, 6 building block of NLP already discussed. Neuro, which is nervous system. Linguistic, how do you speak? Programming, that means how do you fine tune the strategic point of view? And then our attitude gets changed, our addressing things get changed. We do modeling, that means who has achieved success. We see him, we visualize him, we study him, and take those aspects into our life, define in our context, apply that, and get fruitful result. If not, then take another action, another strategy to get our life situation changed. How we will be seeing today in different aspects of stress management or stress handling. And then finally, technique that we implement. 6 pillars of NLP. So it is outcome driven. Mane amar ki chai, what I do want. Then sensory acuity. That means our system from where we actually receiving the information. That is. Then our flexibility on behavior and attitude. Then comes rapport to self, rapport to other. That we'll learn how to do that in NLP, and that's how we build excellence habit. And finally, state management. It is essentially required. State management is a subject I will cover in 5 minutes, and you can deliver lecture in 45 minutes. So if you learn the art of managing your state, you will be really driving life in a king size rather being a victim, and you will be the victor. So today, all the art I'll be actually narrating you how to achieve. So it's a jam-packed program. 2 days workshop. I have compact, concise today and deliver. Today you will be discovering very niche subject, very tough subject in a very simplistic manner, and you will be learning the tools and technology in a very simple fashion so that you can apply to see and experience the change. Now, journey starts from here. Everyone has got unlimited hidden potential. We either don't know what we do have, and thus we cry. And if you know how to unleash that, you can break the nut and move forward. So each person is unique, and map is not the territory, meaning which is predefined. If you have a greater awareness, you can change, right? Every problem has got a solution. If X can find the solution, if you apply in your periphery, you will be able to get that done. Then you have got body and mind integral entity. You have got an ecosystem. Professor rightly said, contexts are scattered manner, but in the Asia Pacific context, we get them integrated and create the magic. So believe it, you have got all the power to achieve the excellence in life and follow the study. Okay, I think you have already know visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. When you communicate with others, most of them are really effective. But in few cases, we are really getting cheated. So if you study NLP correctly, there are something called eye accessing cues. If you follow the eye accessing cues, majority with a right-handed people, if the eyeball goes on the right side, it is constructive, and left side means it is remembered. So you just asking one student what you had yesterday in your class in last 30 minutes. So you saw, like, instead of remembering, it is constructing. That means either he was not or she was not attentive, or he bunked the class. And similarly, auditory constructed and kinesthetic. So this kind of eyeball rotation, and you can judge the mind of others. Now in NLP, we had two great models. One is meta model and other is Milton model. So in a very simple manner, Milton model is accessing the subconscious mind. We'll do that. Meta model is more focused, more conscious, more positive approach towards life. Now, this is very much effective and essential, though we cannot see the heading. Heading is the heading is psycho-neuroimmunology. Being a psychologist or being an educationist or whatever, being a student, you need to understand the flow. This is called psycho-neuroimmunology. In COVID situation, everyone is talking about immunity. And then we'll be learning today how our stress factor, our stressors are directly and indirectly related to our immunity system. So here, your physical body, mental body, spiritual body, and your emotional body. So now, when stressors comes from the environment, etc., it gradually affect your immunity, your endocrine system, your metabolism get changed, and if it is getting repeated again and again, your structure of brain and gene can be changed. So basically, when it is done, it gets changed on the chemical component of neurological system, and psychiatric consciousness get disrupted, and very few psychiatric consequence can come. And then if in the mind we become more aware, we become more strategic oriented, we become more focused, more outcome oriented, our behavior and the action pattern will be changing. So fundamentally, disease is nothing but dis-ease. So when the garbage start in our mind level, then it gradually impact our body, and when it becomes symptomatic, then we will be finding, okay, I need to do something. So before that, you can be proactive enough handling stress and stop that from the root, and we'll learn today how to do that. And in NLP, we do modeling. Modeling means how your best people do operate. So what is their focus area? How do they do things to create the difference? What is the strategy? What is the skill? What is the priority level? And how they manage when one strategy is failing, not term failing, when one strategy is not working. So that is called modeling. We will be learning in subsequent area. So I work in a beautiful subject, NLP plus ICE. NLP is a Western research. ICE is inner capability enrichment, incredibly commitment for excellence. So I punch in both. So basically, it is Western plus Eastern combination to give fruitful result. Now, coming to the point straightly, how to handle your level of stress related to work effectively. And then this is a short profile. So last 11 years, I'm passionately working with NLP and helping people. So first is stress. What is stress? Do you have it? So can you please type on the chat if you have a stress? Just say yes if you have stress, no if you don't have stress. Just type on the chat. 2, 3 more. Okay. Thank you. Good. We learn how effectively you will be more empowered to address the stress, because stressor will come, stressor will go, and it is an external factor. What we can come or what we can do is controlling ourselves to handle this stressor better. You all see cricket match, right? Sachin is batting. He is empowered with his skill. Maybe Marshall is bowling or Patrick Patterson is bowling. Ball may be googly, ball may be bouncer. It is all his skill, all his positive notion, and all his belief system, all his ability to work effectively on that moment. That skill we'll be learning with AT&T, with NLP, and this is a unique experience that we have today. Okay, now what you see, very, very common picture that we see regularly. So you see one glass with half full. So one will say, okay, this is half full, that is not good for me. He has given only this much of water, why me? And people will start crying. There are somebody who can take this situation in a very positive manner. Okay, this is half full, never mind, I have the opportunity to take some initiative so that I will make sure the glass is full. That's the attitude. So if you see anything which is coming, which is making the disruption, change your outlook, try to see what is the positive aspiration of that. What is the opportunity for me? Change your direction to change your destiny. That means if you change your strategy to make the challenge into opportunity, you will be really winner. And that's how the winner creates winning habit with positive mindset, and they handle the stress level better. Simple example. Now, 10 years back, I met a Sadhu Baba. So Sadhu Baba told a story. What was the story? The story was one person, he is having enough wealth. So he asks a question to Sadhu Baba that he has got everything in life, but he is really sleepless. So what is the solution? Sadhu Baba told, you are industrialist, you have got everything, you have got sleeping problem, go to doctor. Why to me? He told, no, you are a Sadhu Baba, so you are a wise person. Please give me a clue. Sadhu Baba told, I live in jungle. I can only share the jungle theory. Don't know it will be applicable to you or not. So the industrialist told, yes, please share that. So he told, in jungle, lot of flowers are there. Roses are there, lotus are there, sunflower are there. So if rose keeps on mourning, why I can't always pray to sun? Then the beauty and capability of rose will go down. Rather, if rose started blooming better than yesterday, then it can attract more people. It can attract the butterfly in a more elegant way. The thing is, do not compete with others. If you compete with yourself and try to break your previous record day by day, you will be really champion, you will be unstoppable, and you will be a real hero in a longer run. So that's a trick, that's a strategy that we will be learning to create difference by taking different approach, different strategy through NLP in terms of stress management. Now, all are saying I have stress. Yes. What do you feel when you have stress? Someone feel headache, someone feel digestive problem, someone feel body pain, someone feels puzzled, someone get overweight, etc. So let's see, let's measure what is your level of stress. Now, stress is good or bad? We know cortisol, adrenaline, those are the bad hormone we call it, but sometimes stress is good, because if you don't perform under the stress, then your capability will not be enriched. You can see when the component are getting transplanted, stress hormone is given so that body system, immunity system will get suppressed. And then if it is a stress overrun, continued, it is good on a survival mode, means vegetable life. Then creativity is sucked, no growth. And we focus on fight or flight mode, we'd understand. And body is getting controlled by bad hormone. We have a behavioral issue, we have a performance issue, our well-being is terribly impacted. So now we will be quickly assessing your level of stress, and let's see how it goes. So basically here you can see like sugarcane are really getting stressed, but someone is waiting to drink the sugary juice. So if you are having a terrible time, make sure something is waiting for the bright. So that mindset you need to develop. So accept the stress as a natural process to prove that you are at the doorstep of improvement. You see the cricket bat is getting seasoned, right? So they are heated so that the batsman can handle the ball effectively. So, okay. Now, stress will make you transformed, enthusiastic, success-oriented, and sustainable hunter. So, finding the source of stress, it is very important. Before we go and do the assessment, finding the source of stress is very important. Until unless you understand your source of stress, how can you get the root cause removed? One may be finance, one may be relationship, one may be public speaking, one is fear of uncomfortable thing or unknown thing, job, career, business that will be highlighting, one may be health, one is expectation mismatch, and then unfavorable environment, one is family issue, difficult people, time management, growth opportunity, prolonged crisis, past events, and love. So these are the common factors. Now measure your stress level. Take a pen and paper, and then there will be 7 questions only. You put your rating from 1 to 5, and then 5 is a high and 1 is a low, and be honest while do your score. So let me know once you have pen and paper handy with you, then we can start this in 1 minute. Okay, let me start. Great. So let me start here. Okay. So when I hear sad news, I feel very bad physically, mentally, and I feel I am alone, insecure. So if that is high, put 5. If that is low, put 1. Okay. To the next question. When I lose, my friend wins, I suddenly become angry and very jealous. So put 5 if it is high, 1 if it is low. I cannot see hurting event. If there is any event which is hurting, I cannot see that. Sorry. Okay. Number 4, I cannot tolerate my rejection. I blame bad luck. When my expectation is not matching, I fail to deliver. I feel confused and don't know how to manage. Okay. Number 6 is when I am called to come on the stage and speak to unknown topic, I feel nervous. Let's say one international conference, 5,000 people was there. I was called to speak something about new topic. I feel nervous. So if you are having high, 5, low, 1. And then 7 is I believe I cannot do thing when I am not good at. Meaning in uncomfortable subject, I cannot do, and that is my strong belief. So do that. If it is high, 5. If it is low, 1. So once you are done with the scoring, now let's do your stress level. So it is time to calculate your total score. So total score is your stress level performance is total score into 100 divided by 35. So just do the calculation and write in the chat box what is the percentage of your stress level. If you are between 0 to 30, it is very low. If you are 30 to 50, it is low. 50 to 60, moderate. 60 to 80, high. And 80 to 100, it is very high. So you need further action to sharpen your ability, skill, to ignite your mindset, to handle the skill in an effective way by addressing the root cause of the stress. So your total score will be the summation of this into 100 divided by 35. So let me know how your score goes considering this questionnaire with your stress level at this current moment. I think this is a very unique exercise. All says, okay, I have a stress, but you don't have any quantification, and that's you can really see how much you have. And NLP is all about yourself. It is not for others. It is only for you. So you will be learning, you will be performing, you will be experiencing, you will be fine-tuning, and thus you will be changing your life. Okay, great. Thank you for participating. We have got great score ahead. If we see Swamiji, it is our thought which has made us. Take care what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts lead. So they travel far. So we need to care about your thoughts. Now, this is a beautiful chariot. Arjun and Lord Krishna is there. Assume that the hardware is your body, physical body, and the horses are mind, and then this is the intellect. So basically, if horses are mind, and they are having monkey mind by default, meaning the essential object or speed of the mind is very fast, like a monkey. So they goes New York to New Jersey, they goes Belur to Dakshineshwar, they goes Dhaka to Washington very fast. So you need to know the art of controlling mind so that you will be really making you calm in the practice of NLP and ICE that we'll go and discuss further. How do you find it? It is interesting? Yes? No? More practical something is rejuvenated? So if you see, yes, it is interesting, say yes. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next. So as Dr. Biswas already said, two parts, conscious mind and subconscious mind, or we call it unconscious mind. So basically, you are seeing that a lecture is happening. This is all conscious mind. And then unconscious or subconscious mind. Immediately after finishing of the forum, I have a beautiful Belgian chocolate in my refrigerator. I'll watch the favorite serial and enjoy the chocolate. So it is beyond conscious mind. That is a subconscious mind. So in NLP, we work on subconscious mind to boost that up. Subconscious mind 90% means it is just a plane and pilot is only 10%. He has a skill, but until the plane is supporting pilot, how can the journey be successful? So it's a collaboration of conscious mind focus, subconscious mind or unconscious mind boosted, being integrated together so that we can achieve the desired outcome. Now, very unique, very powerful, but very simple topic, the state of mind. It is essential. Now, let me know if you have one, birthday party. Let's say your birthday party, you are arranging in a hall and you see the nearby road has got a traffic jam. So you will have a state of mind. Oh, okay, কতক্ষণে জ্যামটা ছাড়বে, right? Something like. But if you have very urgent meeting and usually you do every day, that day also you are behind your schedule, late, and then same jam happens. So what will happen? Your stress will come, your irritation will come, you blame everyone, you also blame God, right? So fundamental object is, how do you control the state of mind? Strategically, if you are getting delayed, then what will happen? You should inform that there is a terrible traffic, I might be delayed, you please start and I'll be joining once the traffic jam is over. So that's the strategy, that's the thing actually you need to take care. Now we will be seeing the magic of state of mind, and you will be learning today how you will be actually uplifting your state of mind in order to manage the whole stressful situation. Now let's see. Okay, so you are in current position, you want to go the future position. What all you need to do something which is called action. For performing the action, you need healthy body, you need happy mind, you need all the enough resources, and you need favorable environment. So if you see something is controllable, something is not controllable, and if you are not controlling the controllable, meaning কালকে আমার মিটিং আছে, আমি ওলা বুক করেছি, সেই ওলাটা যে ক্যান্সেল করে দিল, ইমিডিয়েটলি আমি আবার ওলা বুক করছি কিনা, অথবা যদি আমি নিজে ড্রাইভ করি তেল আছে কিনা, আমার সব গিয়ারগুলো ঠিকঠাক কাজ করছে কিনা, আমার অ্যালার্ম ক্লক কাজ করছে কিনা, অল আই শুড সিকোয়েন্সিয়ালি টেস্ট, রাইট? আদারওয়াইজ যেগুলো কন্ট্রোলেবল সেগুলোকে যদি কন্ট্রোল না করি, দেন উইল এন্ড আপ ক্রাইং. So NLP will teach how we can really effectively create our goal or outcome and then take necessary steps in every step, right action audit means evaluation, corrective action, and move on. সেটা আমরা দেখব. Okay. Now, state of mind. Very careful listening. So, what is external event is not controlled by us. তাই না? External eventটাকে আমরা কন্ট্রোল করতে পারি না. And the external event, impact of external event is different from individual. কারোর একটা pickpocket হলো 10 টাকা খোয়া গেল. So who has lost 10 rupees, harm to him because 10 rupees was actually earned with a very hard work. But who has got the 10 rupees, he can go ahead and take 2-3 bapuji cake and feel his hunger, mitigated. So একটা event, one event has got different impact of other, correct? So basically, what is happening when external event happens, that external event is not exactly written in our mind in a exact way. So there are 3 filters. Professor Biswas has already told. Now, deletion, distortion, and generalization. What does it mean? Like, dhara jak, we are seeing a tiger. You are very wise. You are telling your, subconscious mind that, okay, tiger is coming. Tiger is not coming to me. There were a few cows, so they will go there. তাহলে state of mind টা আলাদা হবে. Distortion. Oh, tiger is coming. My friend got left arm distorted by tiger. He, he got cut. So I will also have something. So your state of mind will be changed. Your neurological pattern will be changed. Your neural plasticity frequency will be changed. And generalization, all men are bad. Tiger is coming. So tiger never, keep any live living being untouched. So I'll also get dead. So these 3 filters are there, and your internal representation system is created with your experience, with your belief system, with your value, with your perception, and emotional state is formed. And your emotional state is actually helping you, your attitude, your behavior, your external action, replicated into your external environment. You have seen in the ancient age, when there is a fight between 2 teachers, the essence of giving score to the student was very poor. And the other day, the same teacher, had a great party and the student got high score. That's all about how the state of mind is. So when you will be actually going and rejuvenating your art of state of mind, then you will be able to see the handling power of different stressful situation will be different. You see, under the same set of circumstances, one make something new, one break himself being stressful. How? They address, their outlook is different. Their outlook is seeing opportunity in every aspect. Other try to see the fault in every aspect. So state of mind is one of the critical aspect in the area of neuro-linguistic programming. Now this is called meta model, where map is not the territory. You can take proactive action, and consciously you can create great thing. And Milton model access the subconscious mind and add some hypnotic thing. You can do mind reading. I know you are interested to learn NLP, stress handling skill, better. And it may be something like meta operator. You should begin with end in mind. So Milton model and meta model worked integratedly in practical orientation in the NLP. So we say, be mindful, live in the present moment with aspiration that you will have a bright tomorrow, but make the strategy today. Start the strategies today to create your future very bright. If you keep on focusing, being very busy, focusing on what you don't have, then you will be losing the present moment. So present is nothing but present. So you need to repair your past and prepare for the future and live in the present moment so that you can enjoy and do something for the bright future. That we talk about NLP. And NLP always give you a choice. It is just a journey between beginning to destination. You have a choice to maintain good energy. You have a choice to maintain good physical health. You have a choice to have good emotional state. So you will practice that. You will be really see things positive rather than making things happen negative way. So 10 rule we will be highlighting today how you can address stress. First, accept as it comes. Kapil Dev. So when 1983 final, no Indian believed that India will win, and very, very low percentage of people will go. So Kapil Dev accepted in the tournament 175 knockout for the innings. So you all have Kapil Dev within. Try to ignite that, and that's the beauty. Next thing, outcome. Let's say you are in Dakshineswar railway station and saw a beautiful gentleman sitting there in the ticket counter. So you take out 10 rupees and ask him to give you a ticket. So he'll immediately ask, "Kothay jaben babu?" So where do you want to go? If you tell, give us any ticket, so he'll become confused. So we have got Sealda, we have got Dankuni, and in Howrah, so many junctions. So you need to be very specific. Until unless your goal is very specific, either your monkey mind will start, running, and you will be becoming confused life. And you have seen that when your immunity system is boosted, you live very nicely. When your immunity system is suppressed, you keep on getting infection. When your immunity system is super active, you get asthma, you get allergies. And when your immunity system get confused, then you get what? Autoimmune disorder. So you need to have a bigger goal, and the goal should be so inspiring that it will make you awake before your alarm clock rings. Otherwise, winter days, 5 a.m. alarm clock, snooze twice, 10 minutes পরে আবার দেখা যাবে. So what happens is, you need to define your goal, you need to create effective strategy, you need to act, you need to evaluate, you need to perform the action, and that's how you can create the difference in your life. So you want to become something, you start today. You need to set your goal so inspiring that you want to do something, change what is stopping, and what you want to have, stop that, what is the showstopper. And that's how your effective strategy, your planning, your execution will make it really bright journey for you. Rule number 3, metaphor. Whatever you will say in a positive manner. I am blessed, I am happy, I am energetic, I am young, I am blissful, and that's how thing will go. Then if you practice this, the language pattern always being positive, then it will create a bright mental image for you. It will create a action-oriented approach for you that will create a habit, and that habit will help you to make the change. Gratitude, you see, Yuvraj and Sachin. So be grateful what you have, because if you see 20 years back, that much of confidence what you have currently was not having. You have lost something that is by nature, but you have gained something that is the power to win. Always be thankful for yourself, your well-wishers, your spiritual arena or spiritual ecosystem, so that your mindset will be really extraordinary rather than hunting for ordinary way of looking things. Now, this is very much essential and talk in a few topic there, which is called the gut-mind relationship. Never ignore. If you have a stress, it gives brain signal and it infect your guts, because we are full of bacteria, right? We are integrated system, correct? Body and mind. And when your bad bacteria gets superior, then whole your ecosystem goes bad. So when your stress level goes up, your GI distortion comes up. So you need to take care of your GI in order to have your brain superior. So it is a triangle. One is your body, one is your gut, and one is your muscle. If you see you are mindful, your muscle is good. We'll talk about the new subject in a while, that is called NLPK, Neuro-linguistic kinesiology. So fundamental thing is, when you are stressful, then your mind is distorted, your body is distorted, your gut is distorted. But when you do the physical exercise, your muscle will send good signal to your brain. When your gut is boosted with good bacteria, probiotics will talk about, then your brain will get good nourishment. So it's a 3 cycle. So in NLP and associated study, we talk about nourishment of both in order to uplift the score of your well-being. Obviously, due to short span of time, I will give only one story. Sorry for that. So this is your belief system. I personally met Uruni Masida, who owned the Mount Everest climbing with amputated leg. And then, in spite of 10,000 failing, Thomas Alva Edison showed, I never failed. I just found the 10,000 way the bulb did not lit, right? So 10 years back, I went to Puri. And then in Puri beach, naturally, I was a passionate photographer. Camera was there. So I saw 2 identical boys, twin though. One is crying and one is not crying. So I was just about to click a beautiful ambience, great picture. My inner voice says, okay, stop, please ask. Then I went there and asked the one boy who is crying. So I was just about to discuss. So I just told, why you are crying? He told, our parents got, death long back, and yesterday we got a fire in home, and lots of important document is burned. So I don't know what to do. And then other person not crying. I asked, you are not crying? What is the trick that your brother is crying, you are not crying? She told, I always thank to God. I always thank God that we both are alive, and I have a strong belief, yes, I can do what had in the past. So that's the mindset. That's the spirit. We need to go with that. Whatever stress will come, make sure your capability, your aspiration, your skill always on the high, and you can obviously make that happen. Rule number 8 is positive energy flow, good exercise, good food habit, meditation, good lifestyle, exposed to the sun, and always keep you energetic. And that's how you can nullify the level of stress. Be creative. Because if you see, like, you need to do always the reverse. In stress, our sympathetic nerve become active. Pulse goes up, BP goes up, insulin is getting strength, because we need good muscle to have the fight and flight mode associated. And then what you need to do is, you need to just do the reverse, meaning you need to have a greater essence achieved, so that you can make your parasympathetic nerve activated. Meaning, if you do a deep breath, if you take a good amount of water, if you get your body system hydrated, then you will be essentially see that the suppressed creativity will get enhanced, and you will feel really rejuvenated. Now, stay relevant. Like if you were asked to draw a home and if you apply the childhood thing, it is not relevant. So while doing the programming aspect, one is strategy, one is what you are saying to yourself, saying yourself and saying to other, and staying relevant. That means implementation excellence. That's how you can address the piece and piece. And then time management is one of these factors. দেরি হয়ে গেল বসের কাছে ঝাড় খেলাম, it happens. So you need to really focus what is important for me at this moment, what is urgent for me, and what is important and non-urgent. That is why your strategy, your immediate action, and staying ahead of the energy dragger, which is very much essential. কালকে একটা পরীক্ষা আছে, ধোনি is batting slog over, then I deputed 5 minutes and end up with WhatsApp messages forwarding those video. My whole 1 hour gone that have ripple impact in my tomorrow's presentation. So focus on the urgent and important topic. Make a commitment to yourself. You will develop the skill to handle difficult situations effectively. Stress, frustration, anxiety, depression will come. It is uncontrollable and obvious, but you will learn the technique to control the controllable object, mixing happen rather making yourself broken. You are very unique, you are very special, you have all the resources within you, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Inject and implant that spirit, that belief system, so that you're looking at things will be different. Which was past, it will be the different, and you will be seeing the outlook in a better way. Obviously, two people you will be seeing in the bar. One is with high capability, low challenge, or high challenge, low capability. You need to upgrade your challenge when capability is lower. What does it mean? ধরা যাক একটা স্টুডেন্ট, he has got huge capability, 1 বছরের বই সে 6 মাসে শেষ করে দিল. He finished 6 months in 1 year of study element. So what you will do in next one? You need to do something more to enhance your knowledge base. এবং দেখা যাবে যে if someone is really bogged down with the challenges and confused what to get, then we need that much of coaching, that much of guidance that will teach in NLP train the trainer, so that you can really uplift their capability so that the car will be always upright. Johari window that ma'am has emphasized. Quickly, we need to know that what is unknown to me but known by others, যাতে কেউ আমাদের মানে বোকা না বানাতে পারে. So first is level up your knowledge base, level up your peering, level up your good research so that you can learn, implement, experience and share. Together we will grow in the society. And something very important, subconscious and unconscious we know now, or conscious and unconscious we know. Now the NLP is all about the journey of unconscious incompetency to conscious competency. What does it mean? Manager বলল যে you are failing in sales because you have got two lacking. One is you can't speak effectively and you can't manage the time. এটা তোমার জানা ছিল না. It was not known. So this is called unconscious incompetency. যখন এই ইনকম্পিটেন্সিটা জানা হলো, তখন you have that is called conscious incompetency. You adapted some tricks and technique with your manager. Then you try to form a habit, and then it can converted the conscious competency. And when the same conscious competency is repeated again and again, then it became very much competent in terms of the deep root layer, and you get the unconscious competency, which was the incompetency. And that's how people actually achieve the excellence in longer run. Nothing will change. Remember, nothing will change overnight. It is a continuous process. You need to stay focused. You need to do practice. You need to audit just to check, are we on the right track? And that's how things will go. Now, very, very crucial is effective decision making. Sometimes you are under the stress, and if you take a right decision, you jump out from the trade. So you need to answer 4 simple questions. What will be my gain if I get it? What will be my pain if I get it? What will be my gain if I don't get it? And what will be my pain if I don't get it? So basically, what will be my pain and what will be my gain for getting it or don't getting it? So if you have 4 actions being written or 4 answers being written, then it will be really easy to make a strategy. If your plan A fails, what will be your fallback option? That will make sure you are not part of the game, rather you are on the right track. So do that. So these are the small NLP tool. You need to practice that in your different areas. So lots of tools are there. Now you need to learn which tool you will be applying where to make the difference, to make the stressor out, and you will be more empowering, more enlightening. Okay. So it is very much interesting. Professor Biswas and other professor has already told it is all about the linguistic, what you are talking to yourself. Follow that. Simply 4 things we used to say, it is not possible. কাউকে কিছু বলো ও সম্ভব নয়, rather it may be possible, বরফ গলছে, then I cannot do it, কাউকে কিছু বলো I cannot do it, আমি এটা করতে পারবো না, let me have a try with different approach. এবার থার্ড হচ্ছে I'm totally confused, অনেকেই বলে কিচ্ছু বুঝতে পারছি না, I can see some options and opportunity now. I am not worthy, অনেকেই বলে সব শেষ হয়ে গেছে, I am not worthy anymore, I am resourceful, I'll keep on sharpening my skill and will, and that's how we grow. So practice this change of language pattern so that you can win and society will win together practicing NLP. And finally, this is very much important, building a rapport. So rapport means to whom you are speaking, you will be matching from the breathing pattern, you will be matching from the angle of their liking and disliking, you are with monitoring. And whatever we say on the word front, is it only 70%? Your body language, your tonality of voice, and your words create the communication framework. Now, you are talking to a friend in a language, and you will not talk to your superior in the same method. So follow that tonality of voice, modulation of voice, and then selective words. So words are very minimal, but words are very powerful too. So when you are saying someone, I am giving you a feedback that you are a failure person. ছোটবেলায় in our childhood we used to say তোর দ্বারা কিছু হবে না, but in a modern age we re-emphasize this quote and unquote in a different way, এইভাবে করলে ভালো হবে. So if you say someone, yes, you have done a great job, but these are the improvement area, so they feel really rejuvenated and empowered, inspired and energetic, rather than কেউ 80% ভালো করলো একেবারে বাজে. So that's the tonality, that's the communication level. You need to do that. And then you need to practice. Lack of time though, you need to practice and you need to really see how you can repair your past and prepare your future. A small exercise, let me know when you have a pen and paper ready. I would like to do that. That will be really emphasizing a new thing you will be arting. So can you take a quick pen and paper, small seat, prepare a small seat and let me know, yes, done. When you have that, we'll do a small 5 minutes exercise. So this is for repair and prepare, means repair your stressful event and then prepare for a bright future. So take a small piece of paper. Okay, great. So basically what you do when your paper is with you along with pen, then you make 3 half of the paper. Make it 3 half of the paper, right? So in the upper half, you will write any event, only 2 or 3 sentences. Any event which was not comfortable to you, any bad event. So basically you will write. So first listen and then you will do. And then the second half, you will write what is the key learning from the event. And the third is what could have been done to avoid some event. So you sit down quiet, spine should be straight, chin will be upright. Take few deep breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then think of any event which was not, good for you. Think of, see what you saw that, hear what you hear that, and then feel what you feel that, and then write down 2 or 3 sentences that you feel that you hear is uncomfortable. So write 3 sentences and then write what is the key learning of it, and then write 3 sentences what you could have been done to avoid such event. So if you do that, and then let me know in 1 minute, done, and then we'll do the process. So think of any event where it was bad, you failed uncomfortable. Think of, write it down 3 sentences, and then write down the key learning, and then what you could have been done to avoid the event. You write it. And once the writing is done, then let me know it is done. What was the event? 2 to 3 sentences. What was the key learning? And what could have been done to avoid such event? So once done, just let me know it is done. So 2 to 3 colleagues, once done, then let me know it is done. So one is what is the event, then what is the learning, and then what you could have been done to avoid the incidents. Okay, then what you will do, you tear down the upper part. means what was the event, you tear down the upper part and put the pieces and keep it aside. You throw outside there, just tear down and keep it aside, and read with your mind what is the key learning 3 times, and what you have been done or could have been done to avoid the incident. So 3 times learning and 3 times your incident, what you could have been done to avoid the incident. So read that, tear down the event, so that is gone, and then you read what was the learning and what you could have been done to avoid the incident. 5 times. Read through your mind what was the learning 5 times and what was the strategy you could have been taken to avoid that. And let me know once this is done. So when you do this simple 5-minute practice, then your painful past memory or stressful situation comes out from your subconscious mind to the conscious layer. And then you can take that tear down, keep it aside, put that learning and what is the strategy you could have been taken to avoid that. Then your strategy is defined in the conscious layer. गड़बड़ी ये होता है, means problem comes when your conscious mind is known, but the same information is not going to unconscious mind or subconscious mind. Remember, conscious mind is a creative mind, subconscious mind is a habit mind. So when you are reading 5 times, what is my learning, আমি এটা দিয়ে কি শিক্ষা পেলাম, and then what is my strategy, what could have been my strategy to implement. যখন আমি 5বার পড়ছি, that creates a habit and that is getting installed in subconscious mind. এবং subconscious mind এ install করে দেওয়া মানে it is you are getting really empowered, enlightened, encouraged, right? এইটা করতে হবে. So that erase, repair and prepare better. So follow this tool and you will be able to get quickly rejuvenated from any sorrow moment, any stressful moment, and you will be empowered very much. So how do you feel it? It's a new exercise. So you have done. Are you feeling better? You are feeling worthy. So how do you feel it? So type in the chat. How do you feel it? This experience is good. Okay. So practice it, and more you do practice, this will become a habit, and habit is subconscious mind. So more habit you form, then your subconscious mind will be really get rejuvenated, and you can see your mindset is getting changed, your attitude is getting changed, you are more empowered and equipped while talking to people. আগে একটা 500 জনের জায়গায় গিয়ে কথা বলতে 3বার হোঁচট খেতে হতো. Now your outlook will be very vivid, right? Okay, good. So now and one topic I would emphasize on, this is very crucial, that you work with different set of people. কিছুই হচ্ছে না, লোকটা বাজে, কিছুই শোনে না, কথা বোঝে না, we used to see, but you need to really study the inner personality type of every individual. One may be extrovert, প্রচুর কথা বলে. One may be introvert, চুপ করে থাকে. Who are introvert? Drawing energy from itself. Who is extrovert? Drawing energy from surroundings. One is sensors, and one is intuitive, means যারা sensors তারা basically fact figure এগুলো বোঝে। So one is intuitive, intuitive মানে কি করে, তারা picture, painting, innovation এগুলো বোঝে। One is thinkers, one is feeler, and one is judger, and one is perceiver. So based on different personality type, when you will be interacting with people, you need to judge, because people are wanting or get the same treatment they are coming out with the personality. কেউ যদি এক্সট্রোভার্ট হয় আর তাকে যদি কেউ ইন্ট্রোভার্ট করে কথা বলে হবে না। কেউ যদি থিঙ্কার হয় তাকে এমনভাবে আপনার লিঙ্গুইস্টিক ইনপুট দিতে হবে so that his thinking pattern will be good, and then you can create a win-win situation. So you work on your strategy making in this angle so that the communication and relationship stress will be really nullified. Finally, you need to learn the art of questioning skill. Richard Grove has founded one questioning pattern. So questioning pattern means someone is saying, my colleagues, I have tremendous problem working with the colleagues or boss, I'm feeling bad. Then being a counselor, being a teacher, you need to really be sympathetic, empathetic, and make a question. With the help of questioning skill, you will be able to understand the situation better, and you will be able to open up the situation. That's how the solution will come up. Okay, so you are getting issue. What kind of issue is that? সে বলতে শুরু করবে ইস্যুগুলো। Is there anything else? তাহলে পুরো ইস্যুটা একটা জায়গায় ফ্রেম হয়ে গেল। What happened just before you felt bad? তার কথাটাকেই ফ্রেম করা হচ্ছে, he felt bad, but what happened just before? তখন তার উৎপত্তিটা বলা গেল। Where the issue is, ইস্যুটা কোথায়? আর what bad is like that, মানে বাজে বলছো, কতটা বাজে, and what happened next? তখন সে বলবে ও যদি এইভাবে বিহেভ করে তাহলে আমার আর বাজে লাগবে না। So by questioning, you will be able to understand what is the situation there and what can be the solution. And then you can frame to define the strategy, and that's how things can go. So NLP and ICE gives enormous flexibility to have different skill altogether. Finally, control versus uncontrolled. Focus what you can control so that you can win. Do not focus where you can uncontrol. So your controllable object can be very well addressed so that your stressors can be removed, and do not focus where you cannot control, right? সেটা আমাদের স্পিরিচুয়াল এর কাছে ছেড়ে দিতে হবে। So that's how things. So a question to Dr. Sir, like time is ticking. Can we continue 5-10 minutes, or it is okay to jump into question and answer?
Mr. Sinha, for presenting the NLP. NLP, I have some observation that NLP is the mixture of several psychological theories. It depends upon the three major theories. So when you are talking about the subconscious mind, unconscious mind, so you are thinking of the psychodynamic approach. When you are talking about the modeling behavior, you are giving importance on the behavior therapeutic approach. And especially when you are designing different strategies to solve the solution, to solve the problem, to arrive a specific solution, you are giving importance on the problem-focused therapeutic approach. So it seems to me that is NLP does not have any specific theories. Rather, it is a pseudoscience, and it includes some of the strategies specifically for selecting, processing, and organizing external stimuli for solving the current problem. This is my perception based upon the observation of Professor Prarthita Biswas as well as the nice lecture of Mr. Sudip Sinha. So I think Professor Kamaluddin sir is not available presently, and many responses you have received, Mr. Sinha, and almost all the participants are very much happy for your presentation, and you have given different type of strategies. Specifically, what Professor Prarthita Biswas has given importance on the Johari window. You have covered the Johari window also. You have related Tagore's ideas with your NLP approach. So what is your view about whether it is a pseudoscience or it is a science as such?
So
Mr.
basically, yeah. So basically, what happens is it actually started with the modeling of excellence. Now, research journey is on, and the frame structure of excellence is being used in different dimensions to get the different results. So it is, in my view, it is partially arts and science mixed, and pseudoscience obviously, because when in the quantification, it is more of the structure. That is why we do not call it as a science directly, but using the research as a platform, using the tools and technique that we have in NLP, we can quantify our observation. And that's how there is a bridge of arts and science, and it can be called as pseudoscience. Yeah.
Okay. Professor Prarthita Biswas, please you give your views about the presentation of Mr. Sinha. Professor Biswas, are you here?
Can you hear us, Dr.
Professor
Biswas?
Biswas?
Might be he is on mute. Okay. Any question we can highlight or we can answer?
Devjani? Ahana, please.
Any question we can address?
No, sir, no question. Means I'm very much satisfied, and it was really, really very helpful to me.
Sir, I would like to say one thing that as I have written in the chat box, I am very much enriched and very much, it was an interesting session, and I learned a lot from the practices. It gives a very good feeling when you are also having a workshop along with the presentation. So that was quite a very much interactive session, and it was very lovely. I find that more than the presentation, the hands-on practices which you were giving, it was giving a very nice feeling, not only to me, I believe it was for all of us who were actively listening. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Professor Biswas. So now I am requesting audience, please, if you have any observation, you can share. We have the time.
Question, observation, so you can, yeah.
Or yes. Ahana is specialized in nutrition. Ahana?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ahana. Please.
Yes, sir.
So what is your observation For example, some nutritional
Yes,
problems, anorexia
nutritional.
nervosa, like that.
Anorexia nervosa. Yes,
Yes.
I have a nutrition. Yes, anorexia nervosa is something which is related to our means lifestyle, wrong lifestyle habits. So if we cannot practice a normal, proper, balanced diet, and if we try to become very much exhausted and exaggerated uh, during any problematic situation or any incidents, then, and it is a means it is basically a fashion diet, according to me it is basically a fashion diet. A wrong dietary habit and wrong lifestyle will only lead to this anorexia nervosa. If we follow a balanced diet through a balanced practices like yoga, exercises, as well as meditation, this will help us to follow a proper developed mentally and physically well-being of our of any individual. And anorexia nervosa, yes, the word itself suggests that yes, we are unconsciously being nervous. So if once we become nervous and we get that point that we are getting nervous due to some point or due to some incident, and our main motto is to eradicate that problem, so then in one day or in other in our world, this word anorexia nervosa will not remain. Thank you so much.
Yes, actually what Professor Prarthita Biswas has pointed out, again, Mr. Sinha also enlightened us about the three filters. One is the delete, another one is the discussion, and the next one is the generalization. So if we can follow these three things in our life, definitely we can manage the anorexia nervosa, etc. So Debjani is very senior nurse. Debjani is dealing with the stress management. Debjani, so what is your perception about today's program? Mr. Sinha, will you stop the slide sharing? Or you want to share
Sure.
anything, something more?
Sure, let me stop that.
Okay. Yes, Debjani, please. Debjani Banerjee, please you say, how can we apply this NLP in case of the nursing stress management? Because the nursing stress includes many things. One major issue is the time management. And Mr. Sudip Sinha has given us some of the tricks about the time management. So whether the NLP is nothing but the tricks, Mr. Sinha, what is your perception? Is it,
Yes.
is it several tricks?
Yes. So fundamentally,
Yeah.
Getting aware of the situation, conscious awareness, being mindful, and then defining the strategy that will work for individual, and learning from other who has gone through this path and understanding their skill, adopting that skill into the strategy framework, apply that and evaluate that, making sure that it is a right path, and then keep on improving the journey. So it is all about that. So formulating the goal, making the effective strategy, making the all resource very enriched, powerful, and working together to accomplish that with a effective, excellent implementation to uplift the standard of living, quality of living from ordinary to extraordinary. So that is all about that, which includes the well-being from muscular level to cellular level. So it's a mental, muscular, physical, emotional, spiritual, and whole ecological system well-being. Yeah.
Yeah, because in modern psychology, there is no place for unconscious.
Right.
Okay, modern psychologists do not believe in unconscious. but still NLP is following this model of unconscious.
Right.
That is the big question also from the modern psychological point of view. So now this is my perception. That is, there are several tricks, and it is just a behavioristic approach. Whatever the Skinner and Pavlov developed the theories of the learning. So finally, Skinner provided several strategies. So NLP is nothing but the behavioristic therapy approach. But again, it gives importance on the subjectivity also. That is the different part of the NLP.
All about the subjective experience
yes,
of the internal
subjectivity. They are giving importance on the subjectivity also. Subjective experience, subjective judgment, they are giving. For that reason, they are telling that is okay, please you close your eyes and you write down
correct.
Like that.
So,
okay, Dr. Ashik Hussain is here. Yes, anyone to share? I cannot see.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Yes, good.
Professor. I'm Akshata. So I have been in the conversation like partially available, partially unavailable due to unstable internet connection. But what I would really like to understand as a non-psychological student, of course, I'm an economics graduate, postgraduate. So from Professor Biswas and of course Professor Sudip as well, that as the online offline mode of student teacher interaction has been changing, one of the issue or one of the points that we always ponder on is that the words per minute that we speak and the words per minute that we can hear are of different frequency. So sometimes this is also highlighted in the book Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow and the power of subconscious mind. So is there a solution to this as well? Because one of the question that was during stress workshop or the stress question was also that if I have to address 4,000 gathering, 4,000 people gathering, so one thing is sure that we may not be able to capture the 95 percentile people of the attention, because some of them may be thinking about food, some of them may be thinking about other things. So is there a way, is there
very
a solution
nice.
to this?
Very nice. So let me give you sir, I'm just sharing this slide again. Okay,
Sure.
very pertinent question. So let me put that here. Let's say you are speaking in a public forum and you want to address the most. That was the question, right? Correct?
Yes. Okay.
So basically you are trying to address most of the participant with your presentation. How can you do that? Somebody will be actually thinking of food. Your session is just pre-lunch or post-lunch. So somebody is getting sleepy. So how you can really be influential? So that is the question, generic question. Thick? Okay. Now,
Okay.
am I correctly pinpointing your question, right?
Yes, and also the words per minute, because we can hear words per minute at a higher frequency.
Yes.
And if I speak too fast, then maybe the audience will perceive me as numbers.
Yes.
And if I speak too slow, they may have a diverted attention.
Correct. Now, if you see, you have a glass of water. Okay. and you have a neem soap. Neem soap, you know, neem soap, any
Yes,
soap,
yes.
right? You glass of water, you cut a neem soap and put that into, and you have got a neem oil, you put that in a different glass. So the resolving time is different because the neem soap will take longer time. You need a spoon to dilute that, and neem oil will get quickly mixed with the water, correct? So
Yes.
basically NLP says it is all about your strategy, how you can reach to the maximum people, right? So basically, if you if I say you one term called dhokla, so if I say dhokla, somebody will see, okay, it is beautiful dish, yellow in color, and somebody will also assume that, okay, I had a dhokla 2 years back in Haldiram near airport with a beautiful chili on top of it and white color coconut slice. Something is visual. So who is actually visually strong, they are very much, fond of YouTube video kind of stuff. And then fewer auditory, like table remembering in our childhood. So one on the one, etc., etc. Fewer kinesthetic. So if you just see the visual, people, you will be able to see, दिखिए जो दिखा रहा था. So all diversion will go there. And kinesthetic means they will let them feel. That means that समझे वो जो समझा रहा था. Pause. He will let other feel. So people have got different learning style, and different learning style has got different adaptation or different catching power of individual. Now whatever you will present, it is all dependent on individual catching style or individual learning style. Now, when you are into public speaking or when you are giving to the, you're giving a talk, then it is unpredictable. 30%, 50% may be visual, all will be kinesthetic. So you need to adjust your presentation such a way that, being it visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, you will be actually able to attract them like a magnet. How? So your presentation will be some video or some loud voice tone, and then in a presentation, some of the speaker uses off hook, means good morning, one more time, good morning. So why did you do that? Because this off hook create a great rapport, and no one will be feeling that he is detached or de-associated. So good morning, individual, how are you? So questioning skill, that will be making more interactive, and all will be creating energized, rapport will be there. So it will not be one-way talk, rather than it will be a bi-directional communication flow. So your presentation, number one will be auditory, mixture of kinesthetic, mixture of visual, so that it will be a perfect blend. So all will be attract, and then you need to learn the skill with NLP or non-NLP, whatever may be, that how to get the interest of maximum people. So you pick and choose one of the common topic for 2 minutes, they will jump up it, and then you attract. Something like you will be discussing on COVID wellness situation. So every communication of your, style will start with a large flow with large number of words, and then coming down. So that's the modality and tonality, and averagely you will be actually attracting them. And third portion, you will also emphasize very importantly, is that you will be making them more and more engaging by means of question, by means of role play, and your whole presentation will be sliced down into three categories. One is the problem, make the scarcity. Yes, it is a problem. What is the solution option? And then what is the right option? And what is the benefit? So problem, solution, and benefit. If you prepare that all with the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic framework, then you will be able to make effective strategy rightly implemented to reach most of the people and get the session more interactive as a common human being.
Thank you so much. This was really very beautifully
This
answered.
is interactive trick, and this is not NLP. This is my practicing out of 22 years in industry experience. That's how you can win the show, and the heroes who are winning the show, and that's how it will be. In 2010, when 29, I think, when I was just saw the great video of Sip Khera, You Can Win. That was really a transform for me, because that was I was doing master in telecom management, and one of the top subject, that is the financial accounting, I was about to perform hat trick, because 2 or 3 number I was just got failed in the exam, 2 or 3 numbers. So 2 times failure while doing the exam, working people very hard. And the third time, when I was just trying to get myself in better study that I will pass, on Friday night, I saw Sip Khera video, You Can Win, and that offhook is tremendous. I got motivated, and Friday night gone. Saturday, I studied well, and Sunday, I passed. So that's the effect there. Now, NLP and non-NLP practices are having a thin line. Why our motivation and self-help book are not so effective? Because we see one video, we read the motivational book, it is 3.5 day motivation is there. 5 दिन तो ऐसा हो गया, अरे बाप, हम सब कुछ win कर लिया. What happens? Conscious mind is knowing, but we are not putting that into practice and making that habit, so that our subconscious mind will be in sync with conscious mind. If you do that, you are really breaking the nut and you are winning the show. So keep on practicing in your real life and then getting the result, rather than কিচ্ছু হচ্ছে না, সব গেল, কিছুই হয় না, দুনিয়াটাই খারাপ. No, that's the change of outlook, change of strategy, implementing with a passion, and then seeing the result and checking, am I on right track? What is the additional thing I need to do? And give more what you are expected for. And that's how people are growing. Hope it is okay.
It's very awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Enriching.
Okay. Any more questions before we wind up?
Thank you, Akshita, for the question, and thank you, Mr. Sinha, for answering in proper way. So, Dr. Ashik Hussain, any question you have? Acha, one thing, if you are interested to get the certificate from our institute, please you fill up the feedback form. Otherwise, you will not get the certificate. Okay. So Mona Lisa is very much busy with so many research, right, Mona Lisa?
Yes,
Mona
sir.
Lisa?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you are very much busy with research, right? Research stress comes.
Yes,
You are
sir.
at the initial phase.
Yes, sir.
So you can share your research stress, and possibly Mr. Sinha can give you some guideline. So what is your research stress currently? You have started the PhD, you have recently joined new
Yes,
university. So you have changed your
lifestyle. Yes,
lifestyle, yes,
Yes,
changing
sir.
the lifestyle. So what is your view, Mr. Sinha, about the lifestyle stress, because change in the lifestyle is very common in this pandemic situation. People are migrating from here and there, so people are changing their lifestyle. So what is your view?
Okay. So can I have one or two pointers? What is the lifestyle all about? If Mona Lisa, if you can, give two to three
Means
examples.
morning I have to ready by 8:30. I have to ready, and 8:30 to 8:45 a.m. I have to take my breakfast and all, and then I have to go for my biometry and all, and then I have to start my research work and all the activity of the day from 9 a.m. to onwards, from 9 to 5 p.m. So all the research work and all the targets are there. I have to read a lot and do the duty, do the departmental work, do the research work and all. And all day means busy with my all the activities. I am the full-time research scholar. So I just started my research journey in the March 1st, in the month of March. So before it was not like this. So I started my journey as a full-time research scholar. So this is my lifestyle now, that I have changed my lifestyle. And after 5, I am going to the library, college library, 5 to 7 library. I am reading there. And after library, I am taking my snacks and all. Then I am again in my routine work, till reading, then eating, sleeping, and all.
Very nice.
Whole day work.
Very
Like this.
nice.
Yes,
Very
sir.
nice. Thank you for, because this is a personal problem. Thank you for showing the interest to identify the solution on the problem. And let's take in a different angle. One of the swimmer got 5 gold medal in the championship. পরপর 5টা গোল্ড মেডেল জিতেছিল। So one reporter went to this swimmer and told, you got 5 gold medal, you must be lucky. 5 gold medal, it is amazing in a bigger championship. He told, what do you mean by luck? 8 hours per day I am under the water, practicing hard to compete 8 minutes in the respective tournament. So 20 years I am 8 hours in the water, and I am working hard to get the gold medal in the competition. So the reporter says, then you are creating on your own luck? He told, obviously, I do, because I love. This is my passion. As long as our task is associated with our passion, our task is associated with our conflict, will not get bored or tired. So that is why, quote unquote, sorry for the time constraint, we are not able to finish that, quote unquote, do what you love what you do. If you are able to do that, then there will be no inner conflict. So that's the theoretical level. Now in the practical level, what happens? It is a really busy schedule. So what you need to do, you need to do a risk analysis. What is the risk analysis? This is the duty you are getting defined as a full-time research scholar. But how you can really get rejuvenated? Number one, taking right food on time so that your nutrition will not get ignored. Number one. Number two is including meditation and physical exercise in your daily routine at least for 5-10 minutes. If you ignore, it can create problem. And if you do that, that is called NLP kinesiology. If you do that physical exercise, if you do the simply pranayam, then you will see that your busyness will have your enthusiasm coming in. So what happens, small exercise, sorry, I'm taking much time. So if you just stand straight, so basically one end is Surya, right part, and one is Chandra. So you breathe in from left nostril and breathe out from right nostril. If you do that, all jargons, all burning, all heat will be coming out from your body. All fat will get burned, and your acidity, your stomach problem, your indigestion, your heartburn, your all stress level will get nullified. Put that into practice so that you have enormous aspiration rather distortion for the next day. Abhi kya ho raha hai? What you are having listening to this, oh, Saturday Sunday is fabulous, again Monday will come. Now if you do practice that inner well-being, you connect with the people. So we have a great nutritionist, we have got great mind trainer in. So one is building like-minded people, active network. That's how we learn from each other, adapt into our practice, and that's how what will happen. Monday, I am ready for Monday rather than fair Monday aa gaya. So it's a change of attitude, change of looking things, preparing yourself by repairing yourself better. ठीक है? Do that.
Yes, sir. Beautifully explained, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because I'm doing my second research. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so I know this, but obviously, if you want to get it done by alone, you will be smashed. Learn the power of networking. Like-minded people, and then fourth quadrant was there, right? Urgent important, non-urgent important. So try to delegate and get it done. And not only library, use the magic of digital platform. How nicely you can see some video tutorial so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be really enhanced. I can still recall my master in telecom management accounting paper. So immediately after the Sivkera video, there was one chapter of one financial scandal. It was 48-page chapter. Nothing I was able to recapitulate from there. So what I did, I went to YouTube, and one gray hair professor gave a beautiful lecture in 5 minutes. And the same question came, and I was able to narrate that in 3.5 pages. So that's the power. And if you are visually strong, then connect them so your learning ability and overall throughput will be much better. So it's a new journey. Obviously, you are a really precious, because once your research will be there, dream future is waiting for welcoming you. Hunt for that aspiration. This sort of period of time, tough time, will get ignored. And when you will be after 10 years of achieving your prestigious PhD degree, then you will thought, oh, that was
Yes, Mona
trouble.
Lisa is very much dedicated, highly dedicated researcher,
Yes,
as I
he will be able
understand.
to. He will be able to.
Thank you, Mr. Sudip Sinha, for giving valuable suggestion about the how to manage the crisis, specifically in the lifestyle.
True.
Yeah. Shatarupa Kushari Madam, do you have any question? Shamduti?
No, sir, I don't have any question as the session is very informative. I am very thankful for this. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was really informative and learned many more strategies for overcoming our crisis period. So thank you very much, sir.
Yes, NLP is for the crisis management. Very nice observation, Moon.
Thank you,
Sujana, Sujana Chatterjee, any observation? Shahili? Shahili, are you here? Hello. Sorry, I'm in class. Dr. Ashik Hussain, I think there is no question at all. Everybody is very much happy, and despite of the very busy schedule, they have joined. And so now I am going to share the screen for the closing session. This is one Rabindra Nitya, performed by our academic assistant, Ms. Alokparna Roy.
শুধু পটে লেখা ওই যে সুদূর নিহারিকা যারা করে আছে ভিড় আকাশের নীল ওই যারা দিন রাত্রি আলো হাতে চলিয়াছে আধারের যাত্রী গ্রহ তারা রবি তুমি কি তাদের মতো সত্য হয় ছবি তুমি শুধু ছবি তুমি কি কেবলই ছবি সম্মুখে তুমি নয়নের মাঝখানে নিয়েছ যে ঠাই নয়ন সম্মুখে তুমি নয়নের মাঝখানে নিয়েছ যে ঠাই আজি শ্যামলে শ্যামল তুমি নীলিমায় নীল আমার লিখিত
On behalf of Ravindric Psychotherapy Research Institute Trust, one non-profit academic organization, academic trust, registered under Indian Trust Act, I express my grateful thanks to Professor Prarthita Biswas, Madam, and Mr. Sudip Sinha for their excellent delivery, excellent presentation about the Neuro-linguistic programming. I am again thankful to Professor Biswas for chairing the session very nicely. I am thankful to my dear student Okshita, my student Somduti, Mona Lisa. I am thankful to Ahana, Dr. Ashik Hussain, Sujana Chatterjee, Shatarupa Kushari, my student Devjani Banerjee, Pooja Patro, and Ankita Dasgupta for giving your valuable time. So if you have any particular good speaker on any particular topic, you can suggest. Before conclusion, before ending, I'm just asking you because I think many people, they are first time here. For example, Dr. Ashik Hussain. Dr. Ashik Hussain, can you introduce yourself? Sorry, you are not here. Shatarupa Kushari.
Yes, sir. Presently, I am teaching in a school, and beside, I also study MIT.
You also study?
MIT.
MIT. Acha. Where?
Poilan College of Education.
Poilan College. Oh, Professor
Yes,
Prarthita Biswas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know. Okay. You are the student of Professor Prarthita
Yes,
Biswas.
sir. She is
Yes,
my
sir.
very favorite student and a very good. She is a very good teacher at present, and at the same time, she is a karate champion. You know,
Wow.
it's
Great.
very interesting.
Wow. Thank you, Shatarupa, for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Sujana Chatterjee, are you here? No. Shahili Chatterjee, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sujana, please do introduce.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Sujana Chatterjee. Now I am doing my B.Ed from Adamas University.
Thank you, Sujana. I wish you success.
Sujana is also my student, and at the same time, she is a student of psychology, sir. She has done her MSc in psychology, and she has a very good mastery over the subject, as well as she is teaching the nuances of educational psychology also.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. I wish
Thank
your
you
success.
so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ankita Dasgupta.
Yes, sir. Good
You are
afternoon, one and all. Sir, I am Ankita Dasgupta and I am pursuing my B.Ed from Adamas University.
Oh, you are also at Adamas University. Thank you, Ankita.
Sir, they are all very Ankita, Sujana, all I could say that not only my students, also Shatarupa, but they are very lively and very smart. They are all very good students, learners, self-motivators, perfect audience for the NLP and for every motivational context.
Bah, beautiful.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I have my student in Adamas University. Do
Yes,
you know? I have my student in Adamas University. She is head
one
of
of
the
your
department.
best students and one of our best professors, sir, Shumona madam. She is
Thank
at
you.
present heading the Department of Psychology at a very young age, and I am quite close to her and very much proud of her. And she is actually one of your greatest, I think, best students of yours. And actually, she always tells that you are her inspiration. Under your footsteps, she has come this way, so she always acknowledges you.
Thank you, madam. Any other person want to share? Dr. Ashik Hussain, you are from? No, I think no other answer. Moon, you can introduce yourself, Shamduti. Shamduti, you can introduce yourself. She is not here. Okay. Okay, so please close your hands. Yeah, Bashit Hussain. Bashit Hussain,
Yes,
do you want to say?
yes.
Yes.
First of all, good morning to all of you. Actually, this was a great webinar conducted today. Actually, I am Dr. Basharat Ali. I'm not Basit Hussain, I'm Dr. Basharat Ali. I have completed my doctorate in cancer biology from Jawaharlal Nehru Cancer Hospital, Bhopal. I have organized so many webinars, such international conferences as well as national conferences throughout the international as well as national level.
Okay.
Overall, this program was very much informative. I think such programs and webinars should be conducted more and more so that students as well as the researchers can get a lot of benefit from these webinars. Actually, during this COVID-19 situation, COVID-19 programs can be conducted so that the stress management can be minimized at the utmost level. Because I am working nowadays as an assistant professor in one of the university, Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Okay. And students have a lot of stress in their mind. So it is their need of the hour to get rid from this COVID-19 situation.
Achha. Good. You are also from the Rabindranath University. That is a very
yes. I am Rabindranath Tagore University. I am working there as an assistant professor, sir.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So please you send me your email so that I can invite you for one program.
Yes. You can invite me for the invitation lecture also, because I have worked on cancer. I can throw a light on cancer. So many poor patients are facing the problem of cancer. So I can deliver a talk on cancer biology also. So you can invite me for the invited talk.
Psycho-oncology.
Yes, zoology, yes.
Okay, definitely. Please you send me one email.
Yes, my email is already mentioned in the form.
Okay, your form. Achha, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And here it is written Bashit Hussain. Are you? What is your actual name?
Dr. Basharat Ali.
Dr. Basharat Ali. Okay.
Dr. Basharat Ali, B for ball.
So please close your hands for the closing session, closing prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I am praying peace for all. I hope in near future I will be able to conduct some more program and he will attend our program. So now I am closing the session. The total discussion will be available in the YouTube. So whatever your suggestion, your observation,